Hey there, crazy kids. I am the Good Old Gamer, and welcome back to another Minecraft 1.8 auto cooker design thing. In the last episode that Mindfiend did, I believe it was episode 10 or whatever, most of his episode was explaining how to filter items using hoppers. And for his explanation, he was using it for his mine, so he could filter out cobblestone and diamonds and redstone and all that other stuff. But after watching his video, he explained how to do it, and so after watching his video, I adapted it to my design here for the chicken cooker. Now, I put it on my old design here, my really inefficient and rather ugly design, just because it was up in the air, so it was more easy to do. I could add it to this design as well, and it's probably going to be more efficient to do so, but I would have to either redesign it or dig into the ground here in order to really do it. So I just added it over here because I'm going to show you guys how to filter so you can apply it to whatever you need, whether it's a mine thing or an auto cooker or whatever. So basically, here's the setup. The cooker is the same as it was before, same setup and everything. The hopper is still down here at the bottom. Just like before, but instead of filtering down into a chest, into the furnaces and stuff that I tried to do the first time, if you guys have seen the previous videos, I incorporated Mindfiend's sorting design here. So basically, up there, that top hopper up there is the one that's in the cooker design that was originally there. It drops everything down into that hopper there, which is by itself, as you see, and that hopper starts sending everything down that hopper line on top there. So, now to filter the things. In here, in this chest, I want to filter out the eggs. In this chest, I want to filter out the feathers. And in this chest, I want to filter out the chicken, which gets fed into the furnace, which gets cooked into cooked chicken down here. And if I've set this up right, then the eggs will always be filtered down here, the feathers will always be filtered down here, and the chicken will always be filtered down here, and none of those items should get in the other items' chests. So, everything that the chickens drop gets filtered through here, and in order to filter out each specific one, in this hopper we have all eggs. Now in Mindfiend's design, he had 22 items in a hopper in order to begin the filtering process. And I guess that works with stone, with cobblestone, and possibly the other ores and minerals. But I found that for eggs, you just need one egg in every hopper, or in every space in this hopper. If you put any more than that in there, you're supposed to have up to 22 when it comes to like cobblestone and stuff. But if you put any more in there, it automatically just starts getting filtered. So there's no real way of stopping it. So it only stops here at one in each one. So that's that there. And this filter has one egg in here. And then all the rest of them get filtered down into this chest here. And because this one hopper here is full of eggs, nothing else can get in here. No feathers, no chickens, nothing else is going to get in here. It'll just pass on to the next hopper and on down the line. Now, same thing over here in this for the feathers. We've got feathers in here. Now this one, feathers do hold the 22. Like there's 18 here and then 4 more here for 22, which is the same for stone and stuff like Mindfiend was showing in his video. But eggs don't do that for whatever reason. But anyways, you have 18 in here and 4 in here. And then you have one feather in the hopper below. And this hopper below will transfer the rest of the feathers into here. And I'm going to show you this right here. We'll dump this middle hopper here. We will dump this stack. Well, we'll dump these 14 feathers into it. It's going to travel down in here, and then it's going to drop down into this one, and it's going to end up in the chest. And there we go. There's the 14 feathers right there. So then we continue on. The only thing that should be left in these hoppers is the chicken, which will continue on down here. And I went ahead and filtered this too, but you really don't need to at this point because the only thing remaining in here should be the raw chicken, but I did it anyway, just for the funsies. There's, again, 18 chicken in here, 4 chicken in there. These are the raw chicken. And then down here, there's the 1 chicken. It feeds into this chest here. There aren't any in this chest here because it automatically feeds down into the hopper, which feeds into the furnace up top. And of course, we've got this here with the fuel. And right now, coal's filling that up, but eventually it'll be replaced with the blaze rods in there. And then we've got the cooked chicken in here. It's all automatic. When it automatically feeds in there from when it filters out. And so anytime I want, I can just come over here to the chest, get myself some cooked chicken. It's right there. And again, I'll go ahead and test it. We'll put the chicken in here. Whole stack. And even though the filtering was unnecessary because it's all going to drop in there anyway, you can see the furnace is turned on. The chicken is cooking. And more chicken is added down here. So it does work. Now, how does the filtering work? Well, the filtering works because of some tricky redstone. I don't really know all of the details involved with the redstone. I basically just used Mindfiend's handy design. So if you want more of the actual in and out technical details, you would have to go ask him. And don't worry, he'll be commenting in the comment section of this video if you want to find him to talk to him about it. But basically, every time you want to filter something, the setup is like this. Okay, we'll go over this one here since it's easy to see. You want to set up a comparator here, redstone comparator here, pointing out that way. The white arrow points out that way. You want to set up 2 redstone like this. 1, 2. And then you want to set up a repeater, a redstone repeater to go back that way. Okay? And then on the bottom block here, you want the redstone torch. And of course, this hopper you want to point into the chest so it dumps into the chest. The top hopper here, or the middle one in my design here, the top, this hopper here, you want to be able to shift click it onto the comparator here. So you can see the little tail end points right to the comparator there. Because then the comparator can sense when stuff's going through there, through the hopper, and it activates the redstone signal. The redstone signal activates the repeater, which turns off the torch. Now, a redstone torch, when it's lit up, will lock the hopper next to it, that's above it right here. So nothing will go in here. When it's not on, it unlocks and the filtering can begin, the sorting can begin. And of course, the only thing that's going to sort through here is the eggs, or whatever you happen to be blocked up on top there. The actual filtering itself comes from that hopper that you cover with all of that. But the redstone torch here stops the process. It stops this hopper from working, which stops this hopper from working, which is why this can be locked like that, I guess. I don't know. That's how it works. Anyway, like I said, I don't really know the redstone details. But that's the basic setup. Uh, as soon as this hopper starts dropping stuff into here, which in this case would be the eggs, then it'll activate the comparator. The comparator will activate the redstone will activate the repeater, and the repeater will turn off the torch, which allows the flowing to continue. When the flowing is done, that locks up, and you can continue on. I don't really know why it works like that, but it does. And Mindfiend said it does, and I tried it, and it works. So there you go. And you can repeat the process as many times as you want, or as many times as you have the resources to make the hoppers and stuff. Also, keep in mind that Mindfiend said that you can have all of this together. You don't have to have this space in between here. You can have each filter set up right next to each other. I separated it just because it's easier for me to look at and see without it being all compact and as one huge block of mess of stuff. But it'll all work if you put it next to each other too. As long as you do the same setup each time, it'll all work. Another reason that I kept it separate is because I'm having everything immediately drop into chests here, and chests can't sit next to each other. So I would have to get creative with chest placement if I didn't separate them. So it just works out easier overall. But if you're in survival and you're low on iron and you got to be careful with the iron you use, of course you don't want to have extra hoppers here, so you might want to have it more compact if you can. And that's basically it. I connected the same automated furnace setup that I had in previous videos, so you've already seen how that all works. Yeah. And of course these torches work on the same principle as the torch up here does. When one side's powered, the other side is not. So right now none of these are powered, which is why the torches are. When these are powered, the torches are unpowered, and so it all works. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and flip the switch here. Not really so much to send the chickens down here, although that's okay, I guess, whatever. They're all going to escape here in a minute anyway. I don't really care, but whatever. I just basically wanted to put this block here in the way so my stuff won't go into the hopper right away, because I want to dump it all at once so we can check it out. Okay, so we're going to dump some eggs out, we're going to dump some raw chicken out, and we're going to dump some feathers out. If I can back up in time. Okay, I don't know if I got the feathers out, so we'll do that again. We'll drop some more eggs out. Oop. Damn it. Okay. Now, we got all those items sitting there. When I flip the switch, they'll go down into the hopper and start filtering. We can see the eggs filtering there. Hopefully the feathers start filtering. Maybe. Unless I screwed it up. Maybe I did screw it up. I tested this before, and of course now it's not working. Damn it. Why didn't it work? The eggs filtered. Oh, the feathers are filtering. It just takes it a while. It has to go through each filtering process first, I guess. Okay. Whew. Thank God I'm not going crazy. And of course, if I take that out, you'll see that the chickens are filtering as well. So it is all working. It just takes it a minute, I guess. And so there you go. So that's how it would work. Now, in order to add it to this over here, I would just do the exact same thing. I'd add this whole hopper setup, starting with that hopper there, to the hopper down over here. But like I said, I'd have to build it into the ground and stuff, and I didn't want to do that. So I would have to make a whole new system where I lifted it all up in the air. But it's the same basic setup. And you can do this, like I said, it doesn't have to be for the chicken cooker. It can be for just a mining setup. It can be for anything where you're going to dump a lot of stuff into a hopper and you want to sort it out. And it can go for an infinite amount of times. As long as you have the resources, you can keep going with this filtering system for as long as you want. You could probably filter out every single item in the game if you wanted to go that far. It would take a lot of resources and time and effort, but you could. So there. Just wanted to show that to you guys. And now for the Mindfiend. Continuing with his video, towards the end of his video explaining that whole sorting system in his mine, he wanted it because in his mine he has a minecart going up a minecart track like this, and then it comes up here to the top, and up here at the top it stops, and the hopper takes whatever's in the minecart chest deal down into here. And he was having trouble getting the game to recognize when it was done doing the hopper thing when the cart was empty, so it could send the cart back down here, back to his mine, and so he could fill it up again. He couldn't get his system to work, and at the end of his video he asked if any of us had any ideas of how we could help him to do that, to be able to send the cart back after it gets done dumping out. I'm not a big Minecraft expert when it comes to redstone, so I'm really a noob. So this is why I came up with this idea here, which is to use an activator rail, which will activate a redstone signal when it detects the minecart coming up here. When it sees the minecart pass up here, it'll activate a redstone signal. That redstone signal will begin here with this repeater and go through all of these repeaters. It will go straight down this line here to the end, turn around, and come down this line here, and then come back up here, then come around here, and then come down here towards the end. And then when it gets here to the end of this redstone here, it'll activate this power deal, which will send the minecart back down that way. All of these repeaters are maxed out in their delay time. You have to right click them 3 times each one. And this many repeaters, when the time signal goes out, will allow the minecart and the hopper deal to empty the minecart of a full stack of items, 64 items, whether that's a full stack of single items or just 64 random items. Unfortunately, that's all it will do. That's the only timing it has. It won't really go beyond that. So if you wanted a full cart of items, like 27 slots of 64 items, you would have to double this 27 times. You would have to add 26 more of this setup of repeaters. So this is not the most efficient or most ideal setup, but this is what I originally came up with. This was my first idea that I had for him to solve his problem. And it's not efficient, and it's not practical, and it's not going to work, especially in survival. But I just wanted to show it just for the hell of it, because I did come up with it, and I thought it was pretty fun. So, alright, we'll put 64 chicken in here, because it doesn't matter what item it is. We'll send it on its way. It'll go up there. When it passed over the detector, it sends it down here. The redstone signal you can actually see come all the way down here. And it'll turn around and come all the way down here. And keep in mind, while this is going down there, the cart is dumping into the hopper. And it'll go down here and it'll go all the way back around. You can see it coming down. It'll turn around and it'll come down here. Activate the redstone signal, send the cart away. And the cart doesn't have anything in it because that whole stack of chicken ended up down there. That was my previous test of cobblestone. But it really only does like the stack of 64. Like we'll do this again. We'll take both of these. We'll fill this up with couple stacks of cobblestone, stack of chicken, and we'll send it around again. Let's make sure that this has been off, because when this minecart comes back down, it also activates it again. So see, there goes the timing again. So you have to make sure that's off before you send it again. Which doesn't really matter, because when this comes back down and activates the timer again, by the time this gets done, you won't be sending the cart back by the time this gets done. It won't take that long. But anyways, let's okay, we got everything in there. Let's send it down and we'll see how long it takes. We'll let it go through the whole process again. It's not going to get all 3 stacks. It might get a little bit more in a stack maybe, I'm not sure, but it's not going to get all 3. Unfortunately, it's not that much time. But we'll just see, because this was my first idea, my first random idea, and you can tell I'm a noob because I take the most inefficient, impractical way to go about it, but I don't know any better way, so there you go. The cart gets sent back, and it got a little bit more in a stack. It got a stack in 20, I guess, so 84 altogether in that time. So it's not good if you have a full cart of stuff. It's not going to get it all, or you'll have to send it back a few times. But if you just have random bits and bobs, like instead of that, if you just had like one thing here, I don't know, a little bit of that there, maybe one of these here, maybe one of these there, maybe one of these there. You know, you just had random bit and bobs from your exploring stuff, like in a mine shaft or whatever, then it'll get like most, if not all of it. And it at least gets you to sending stuff to a central location. And see, it'll give you the time to do that. But yeah, it's not a practical idea, and I don't think you'd really want to make this many repeaters in survival for just one setup. If you have a lot of redstone going on, then you might end up with this many repeaters over time, but it's really impractical. So whatever. Cart goes back down, and it's empty because all that random goobly got sent around. And bam, there you go. Now, after I told him this design, he made another video after he made another like extra video, Minecraft extra video, where he found a solution that worked for him, and it's not a solution that I know how to do, so I'm just gonna let him do it, and you guys can go watch his video to see it. It's his video right after episode 10. It's just a Minecraft extra thing. He came up with that video, but after he read my comment about my idea, he gave me another idea where he said, you know, you could use a timer for a dropped item on a pressure plate, and because an item just sitting out here on the ground like that will despawn in 5 minutes, in 5 real-time minutes. So if you drop an item down, let it despawn, and it despawns, it'll reactivate this, and it'll send the cart back after 5 minutes, and 5 minutes should be more than enough to empty it out of whatever it has. So let's try this. We got a dispenser there to drop the item down, and because you don't want to keep coming back and forth to the dispenser to fill it up, on top of it I put some chickens so they can dump eggs into a hopper, so you have a continual supply of items for the dropper to drop anytime you need to send the cart over, instead of going to the dispenser and filling it up every once in a while with cobblestone or some random item. So yeah, we're doing that. So fill up the cart with stuff. I'm not going to fill it with a whole bunch of stuff, but I'll show you the process. That's more than my first design could do. Send it on the way. When it passes over this activator, it sends redstone signal. The redstone signal drops an egg onto the pressure plate, activating the pressure plate. The redstone gets activated here. The torch gets deactivated because it's an inverter thing, like over there with the chicken cooker. It deactivates, deactivating the power here, so it stops the minecart so it can unload. When the egg finally despawns, After 5 minutes, the power on this will go out. The redstone torch will activate, sending power in here. It'll activate the power rail, and the minecart will head on back down. And 5 minutes should be more than enough to empty out the cart. As you can tell, it's already emptying out more than my original idea over there. I'm not gonna wait the full 5 minutes to show you guys. If you want to know, you'll have to test it out yourself. That's 5 extra minutes of video, but you can see all the items getting dropped down there. And you can see how quickly they're dropping in too, so you can understand how in 5 minutes all of it should be done. So we'll take this stuff out of here for now. And we'll say that the egg despawns. So I'll just go over here and pick it up. Pick up the egg, power goes off, torch goes on, power goes on there. That goes there. And that sends it back. Now that switched back on because when this minecart went by this activator again, the activator sent an egg again. So I'm not really sure what to do about that. I think maybe there's a way. I used to think that there was maybe you could use an activator rail to make it one directional so it doesn't do that on the way back. I never really thought of that. Let's try it. What the hell? Okay, so I'm going to take out that there because we're not going to need it. Okay, so I'm going to take that out there and that out there. We'll put a regular thing there. We'll put the activator rail here and the detector rail there. Minecart will go over here, activate this, that'll activate that, and then that'll activate that. But that won't really stop anything anyway, because this will still activate when the minecart goes back, and it'll still activate that, and the egg will still drop. So that didn't really solve the issue any, I don't think. No, it activates that. And then it still activates that. So it doesn't matter. You don't need that. That's just extra, I guess. I don't know. I thought there was a one directional sort of setup, but maybe there isn't, or maybe I just don't know how, or maybe you combine them in some way. I don't know. I'm not good at redstone and stuff, so whatever. I found the thing that works. So there you go, Mindfiend. There's 2 other options for you. And again, you can use whatever you want as far as item drops go. It works for any item that gets dropped. So you don't have to have the chickens up here dropping eggs. I just did it because it's a constant renewable resource that you don't have to go and fill. And also when the eggs disappear after 5 minutes or whatever, you don't have to worry about losing them, a precious item, because they're renewable resources, so you're not out of anything. By the time that egg disappears, the chickens have already laid a bunch more. So you're good to go. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Those are my random solutions for you, Mindfiend, or anybody else in that situation. He came up with a really good solution for emptying out the minecart and then sending it back, and you guys should go check out his video if you want his solution, because it's way better than mine. Mine are just alternatives and not really good ones. Anyways, yeah, that'll do it for this video. I did intend for this video to include other farm designs that I want to make, like automated wheat farms and cocoa bean farms and other stuff like that, but I think that'll have to wait until next video. Because I got sidetracked with this sorting system that Mindfiend showed today in his videos. Yay for randomness. So stay tuned for that next time. But that'll be it for now. I'm the Good Old Gamer. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any comments, any suggestions, any ideas, any thoughts, let me know in the comments below. Bye-bye for now.